So it was on a sunny Sunday afternoon when I was having lunch with a friend of mine in Johannesburg, and I nonchalantly asked her what she was going to do with her December holidays, when she said to me that she was planning to go on an adventure to the Congo to see gorillas. Well, I just had to hear the words adventure and the Congo, and I was sold. But the next day, Googling the feasibility of such a trip, I learned that the British, Australian, Canadian, American, and South African High Commissions advised that under no circumstances should you ever go to the Congo. And if you did choose to do such a crazy thing, then they basically wouldn't help you if you got into trouble. So you can imagine how I felt as I stood at the border waving goodbye to the lovely French-speaking taxi driver who delivered us from Kigali airport to the border between Rwanda and the DRC. Waving goodbye to potentially the only man at this moment that could offer me any kind of safety and security. As I looked up at the sign, which appeared rather ominous at the time, that said, "Welcome to the Democratic Republic of Congo." And I thought to myself, as I questioned my own sanity, or lack thereof, what on earth had made me make such a decision? So as my heart beat faster and my knees shook, I walked slowly towards the border official at the DRC, and as I smiled and assured him that I really was here for a holiday, I contemplated what on earth it was that made me make this decision. And as I dug deep in my courage, I realized that it was my insatiable curiosity that got me here. And Goma is a really interesting place, because it is in fact a war zone. In fact, home to the largest and longest standing United Nations peacekeeping mission on Earth. And I knew in that moment that I had no choice but to literally walk into one of the most dangerous places on the planet. And I know that the world of work today, both the current and future, is not necessarily as dangerous as Goma, but it is certainly as unknown and unpredictable. And as my colleagues at USB have been saying for the last 2 days, we live in extraordinary, exponential, and exceptional, turbulent, and tough times. Graham Codrington yesterday spoke about uncertainty. Sarah Walters spoke about people feeling overwhelmed. Andy Preston alluded to the possibility that salespeople are frustrated. And Natalie Singer brought us the alarming statistic that 45% of South Africa's employees are disengaged. And I ask you, what is being overwhelmed and frustrated and disengaged? These are negative emotions. And what we know about emotions is that emotions drive our behavior. And negative emotions result in panic. And panic means that our brains freeze and we think short term and we're very reactive and we operate in crisis and complacency potentially. And these are not helpful behaviors in a turbulent and tough world of work. Justin Cohen conversely spoke about joy and happiness as resulting in productivity and success. Joy and happiness are positive emotions. And in fact, the work of Dr. David Hawkins, a kinesiologist, has found a way to calibrate emotion. And so we know that the emotions of love and joy and gratitude and peace, in fact, give us strength, whilst the emotions of guilt and shame debilitate us. And in tough times and in turbulent times, we want to be strong. We want to be assured that we have the capability and the rationality to think long-term, or certainly find the balance between long-term and short-term thinking. We want to be able to be objective enough to be able to make concrete decisions around which is best practice, which policies should we retain, which new decisions do we need to make, because the rules for success have changed. And so we live in interesting times. Times where we really, truly need to engage with ourselves, engage with our own sense of value systems, engage with our own abilities and capabilities, and really be able to interrogate whether or not we are competent or what we are competent at, both technical competencies as well as self-development competencies. My name is Saffron Baggallay, and what I do is I look at how change impacts people's productivity. I help organizations to be discerning and to figure out how to adopt the kind of corporate culture needed to navigate the most extraordinary and treacherous, turbulent times. So the question that I would like to leave you is this: What are you going to think, feel, and do differently? That's my time.
That's your time.